All right. Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that teach and rule well day. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that's scattered worldwide, that's in the faith and exalting the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar from the Great Millstone, South Carolina Maintenance Branch. Coming at you with another quick lesson. And as always, before I get into my lessons, this video or this message goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on the typical look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. So shalom to you brothers and sisters that scatter worldwide. Once again, that's in the faith and exalting the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. So basically, like I mentioned, man, I'm going to get into a quick lesson going into uproars of the people, okay, divisions, okay, amongst the nations, okay, amongst these different countries, okay, and in particular, here in America, okay, as we're coming to the time of a brewing of a civil war, okay? Hold on. Satan. Like I said, man, going into, the time of a civil war, man. Now, I'm going to go into the quick article, okay, touching on how you got Americans, okay, the Poles, going into how they ready to take up arms against the government, okay? And in the meantime, you got this government putting in law, strict legislations, executive orders through the Supreme Court to take away the citizens' Second Amendment of the Constitution, which is the right to bear arms, okay? Okay, putting a limit on certain states or what firearms they can have and what ammunition they can buy, okay? And all this is biblical prophecy, man, okay? Because we're coming to the time of Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ, second coming. And before Yahweh Shai return, there's going to be all type of turmoil here upon the earth, okay? Especially most definitely for America, okay? And one of the turmoils or calamities of prophecy is uncivil unrest and uproars of the people, okay? That's going to lead to civil wars, clash wars, race wars, okay? A lot of judgment, man. So this is off the Washington Times, okay? And the title is, Quarter of Voters Say They May Soon Have to Take Up Arms Against the Government, poll says, okay? And it says, more than 1 in 4 Americans have so much disdain for the government that they may believe it may be necessary at some point soon for citizens to take up arms against the government, according to a new poll from the University of Chicago Institute of Politics, okay? And it says, just days before Independence Day, the poll shows that 28% of voters hold such a belief, included 1 in 3 Republicans, roughly 1 in 3 independents, and 1 in 5 Democrats. Okay, and this article was published July the 1st, okay, and you had this poll come out saying that you got the citizens, okay, of America that, that's voting or this poll to take up arms against the government. And happily, right before, okay, hold on, Shalaki. happily right before, before this, this came out, this poll came out on July the 1st, okay, right before Independence Day or 4th of July, okay, on the 4th of July, you had that shooting that took place in Chicago, or, at that parade, man, okay, the individual that supposedly shot and wounded about 30 people, and in the process, he killed 6, okay, at around about all that time, well, as I make mention of the government, through their legislations, how they want to ban gun control, okay, the right to bear arms, okay, and this poll was posted before that shooting. So let me continue on, and it says a majority of Americans also said the government is corrupt and rigged against everyday people like me, including 2/3 of Republicans and independents and about half of Democrats. Okay? And it says the survey also comes aimed televised congressionally hearing by the House Committee investigating last year's attack on the U.S. Capitol. Okay? The University of Chicago said the poll reveals not only the growing divides we have witnessed in recent years, but sentiments that the majority of the media outlets contribute to these divisions by intentionally misleading their audience to promote a political point of view. Okay? The survey was conducted among 1,000 registered voters by Republican pollsters Nell Newhouse and Democratical pollster Joel Benson. A margin of error was not listed. Okay? Hey, so you see, man, how they're stating here in this article, once again, a quarter of voters say they may soon have to take up arms against the government, poll says. Okay, so this is the time that we're into, man. Okay, we're coming to the time of civil unrest, as the majority of the average American or gun-toting American or diehard American citizens, okay, fighting for this country and talking about, they right to be American citizens, okay, to take up arms, and when it comes to the sedition amongst the people and the citizens and their government, man, and that's all biblical prophecy, man, and it's going to get worse from here on out, man. Okay, and you see the news, if you're in the know, you're paying attention. Okay, that's happening over there in Sri Lanka. Okay, for recently about a month now, how they was sparing the government being a tyrant on them. Okay, by cutting off their power. Okay, for certain hours, a limited time they can have power. Fuel shortage. Okay, and now, it started yesterday. A couple of days ago, you had the citizens that raid their capital, okay, or their governor, okay, raid where he reside, okay. Multitudes of people, okay, that's bringing that sedition amongst the government, man, and it's coming worldwide, and most definitely come to America, okay. As I read that article on that poll, okay, about citizens ready to take up arms against the American government, okay. And so this is biblical prophecy, man, and this is what Yahweh told us to look for. And America is on a rapid decline, man. Okay, in the meantime, you got the government ready to take away people's rights that they think they have. Okay, you got coming of food shortages, high gas prices, evictions, okay, job losses. Okay, at this place, the economy is failing. But in the meantime, you got Joe Biden and all these voters now, especially these Democrats look up to, see it as a disappointment now. Okay, how he's taking all type of money and aid, sending it over there to Ukraine to fight that war with Russia, man. Okay, but meantime, the average American citizens are losing. Okay, are feeling the pain of this economy that's soon to be that's going to collapse, and all this is done on purpose. Okay, because we know that starting with these elites of Esau, Edom, okay, they have an agenda. Okay, and these lesser luminary ones, such as Biden, he calls himself a globalist, and the rest of this cabinet, and the rest of these politics, these governors, these senators, okay, the Supreme Court, all of them are doing the bidding of these elites as we're moving towards them trying to establish the NWO, their agenda, man. Okay, and average American, okay, they start to wake up now how corrupt this government is. Okay, that security that he once had in this place is being taken away in the form of their rights. Okay, they talk about the coming of the pandemic. Okay, more legislation that's gonna come behind that. Okay, and you know how the first one went. Okay, how the people was all up in the uproar and up about certain situations, about the whole CV situation, that affected their everyday life, man. Okay, from here on out, man. Okay, to the point that now you got American citizens once again in the poll talking about taking up arms against the government to save their country and to save their rights. Okay, if we come into the time of martial law, okay, when the military take over the government and have troops patrol all throughout different parts of the states, checkpoints, okay, curfews, more of the people liberty rights being taken away. But this is biblical prophecy. I'm gonna go into the scriptures now, and I'm gonna start off with Matthew chapter 24, verse let me see, verse 7. I get to the point, and it says, "For nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdom." And we're seeing this, the division, okay, of the nations. Okay, that's where you have your race wars, okay, your clash wars, your civil wars. Okay, it says kingdoms against kingdom against kingdom. Okay, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, and all those things happen as well. Okay, as I mentioned, a coming famine. Okay, due to the food shortages. Okay, the food process facilities all of a sudden for the past couple of months and about a year now, they've been mysteriously being destroyed. Okay, mysteriously explosions, okay, destroying these food process facilities. Okay, cattle dying, baby formula shortage. Okay, a shortage on food, man. Okay, that's going to lead to famine, and that's also going to lead to the food shortage is going to lead to a lot more uproars of the people. Okay, and it says, "And pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." A pestilence, the whole CV situation. Okay, other the MP. Okay, the POX. Okay, that's looming. Another different diseases that furthermore going to put the power in this government to come with more strict legislations in the form of medical martial law. Okay, I got to be careful what I saying, because you speak of it, hey, they'll cut your video, okay, and give you a strike. Okay, but people are waking up, man. Okay, the average American citizen is waking up to foolishness of this government and how corrupt it is, as it mentioned in that article, man. Okay, and us as the men of the Lord, or Yahweh Shai election, okay, hopeful elect, and our job just to go out there and teach this word, man, to prophesy of these things to come, and sit back and watch the Lord do his work, man, his marvelous works when it comes to the Lord's judgment and the plagues he's about to bring upon America, for all the wickedness that this place uphold. Okay? And 2/3 of you wicked Israelites, you're going to get caught up into that. Okay? You Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, the wicked ones of our people, that's not going to repent, that's not going to come back and serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, but want to furthermore trust in this place, but trusting in the downfall of this place. That's where it's heading. Okay, to its destination of destruction. Okay? And we're at the beginning of that. And it says, and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, and earthquakes are happening. Okay, here alone in South Carolina, you have trembles or earthquakes. Okay, and South Carolina is rare when it comes to having earthquakes. Okay, and that's one of the diverse places, man. Okay, last month you had an earthquake that took place in Afghanistan and left down there about 2,000 people wounded and killed. Okay, so that's the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, but the point is that the Lord is making his moves, man. He's making his moves on the promise that he's stated in the scriptures that he's going to perform here in the last days when it comes to the prophecies and the plagues. Now let me get this. This is Matthew chapter 12, and I'm gonna start off at verse 25. Okay. Okay, so this was an account when Yahweh Shai did a miracle. Okay, and you had those Jakes, or when I say Jakes, those mainly the Negroes at that time. Okay, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay, when the Lord did that miracle, they made a mark of the Lord. Okay, and, basically, the Lord, they say that he cast out demons in the name of Beelzebub. Okay, and and Yahweh Shai went into a parable. Okay, about if he cast out demons in the name of Satan. Okay, how can Satan cast out Satan? Okay, how can a demon cast out another demon? Okay, basically cutting them. Okay, but this also going into Esau, Edom, which is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon. Okay, and they're divided amongst each other. As Yahweh Shai is going to go into that parable. Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. That's where we're at the point now. Okay, you're saying nation divided. Okay, when it comes to citizens, okay, and their government. Okay, when it comes to certain branches of the government that's divided amongst each other. In particular, a perfect example, okay, over the weekend, okay, or going into, last week, matter of fact, Wednesday, okay, up to Wednesday and Thursday over in the UK, okay, you had the whole parliament of the UK resign, okay, start with Boris Johnson, okay, and all the type of scandals that's going on over there in the UK, okay, and the felon economy over there. You had Boris Johnson and many more of those governors or the prime minister that involved in his parliament, they resigned, man. Okay, so that's the division. That's a kingdom being divided. Okay, not only the citizens and the government, but even the government within itself. Okay, you have traces of that all over throughout different parts of the region of Earth. Okay, with these governments being divided amongst each other. Okay, especially when it comes to America. Okay, and it says every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And over here you got the right versus the left wing, Republicans and Democrats. You got some independent. Okay, as it said in that article, man. Okay, but according to that poll, you got as I say, 2/3 of them, okay, got in mind when it comes to that vote, that poll, that all of them come to a conclusion that no matter if it's Democrat, Republican, or Independent, all of them came to a conclusion that to save their country and their rights, it might be necessary to take up arms to fight against the government. Okay, so that's a vision, man. And it says, verse 26, and Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Yeah, so once again, Satan, okay, which the word Satan means adversary, okay, and Esau Edom is the adversary of Yahweh Shai and of us through the spiritual demon Satan on the left hand side. Okay, he's the physical counterpart of Satan here on the earth. Everything he do is contrary to the ways of Yahweh Shai. And he's coming in working in the spirit of Satan. Okay, these Edomites. Okay, but if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And we're starting to see that the division amongst these Edomites. Okay, the Edomites. Okay, these citizens over here in America going against their own government. Okay, the Edomites citizens. Okay, down to the average American, like I see, 2/3 of you wicked Israelites, that's all for this system. Okay, but this is Esau Edom, and these average American Edomites start to see their rights being taken away by their own government. Okay, so that's what we're gonna have, this unrest. Okay, clash wars. Okay. So this is a key indicator in the times we're in that Esau Edom kingdom is going down because they are divided amongst each other. Okay, and that's what these elites want, man. Okay, order out of chaos, man. Even if they got to come down to their own race, their own nation of people, they got to keep in subject up under them, man, by these strict legislations. Okay, I'm gonna get this. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. Okay, and also this is symbolic for America. America is the spiritual Edom and Sodom today. Okay, you read about that in Revelation chapter 8, verse 11. Okay, this is the spiritual Egypt. Okay, which Egypt is a Greek word meaning bondage. In modern day bondage, or spiritual bondage, or modern day Egypt is America, especially for us, the Negroes, Latino Native Americans, because this is our captivity. Okay, but when it goes into Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2, and it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, is going to the average America today. Okay, that's divided. Okay, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, so that division, man. Okay, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And that's what the Lord is doing, man. Okay, ain't nobody, the average American citizen don't trust the council when it comes to this government, their policies. Okay, what they're introducing as a way of help, but in the meantime, it's all in their mind to constantly oppress. Okay, and it says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Yeah, because America is built off of witchcraft, man. This whole government, okay, once again through Satanism, man. Okay, these different ideologies, you know, these philosophies, which is wickedness that they're pushing upon the people. You see about the whole Roe versus Wade situation. That's wicked within itself. Okay, the agenda they push for the rainbow people. Okay, but now Yahweh Shai is about to take that power from them off the left hand side. Okay, that they cause wickedness, trying to open up portals out of space. Okay, through CERN. Okay, all that goes back into witchcraft, man. Okay, the ideologies, the witches and warlocks on the left hand side. that channel and communicate with Satan and those demons, man. Okay, a lot of these people are waking up to that. Okay, about these elites and the lesser luminary ones, about their power on the left-hand side being exposed, man. Okay, so that's bringing division. That's it on that. Let me get this. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 14. And it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And the word woe means destruction. Okay, that's what's coming. Okay, a lot of destruction, a lot of death. Okay, by the plagues that Yahweh shall send upon the earth. Okay, in many forms. And one of the plagues is the uproars of the people. Okay, civil unrest. Okay, a civil war. It says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah, and the sword represents in the killing instrument. Okay, which is the modern day sword is the guns. Okay, because when Esdras saw this vision, okay, in this time, he couldn't describe the terminology of gun. Okay, but when he saw, it caused a lot of death, man. That's what a sword, a regular sword, a killing instrument is for. Okay, a sign of war. Okay, so when Esdras seen this vision, in this, which is this modern day time, he's going into the instrument of the gun. Okay, and it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, that's the division. Okay, that's civil war. For there should be sedition among men, evading one another. Sedition meaning uprise. Okay, uprise and uproars of the people, man, taking a stand against, the government. And it says, invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. But yeah, and the modern day kings and princes are the president, the prime minister, okay, the governors, the mayors, senators, okay, these politicians, man. Okay, so they ain't gonna regard them, man. They ain't gonna take heed to their smooth words or their policies anymore. Okay, as the scripture continues on. And the course of their actions shall stand in their powers. So they're gonna take matters in their own hand. Okay? And it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, that's going to the time of martial law. Okay, checkpoints, travel bans. Okay, troops portrayed all throughout your local neighborhood or states, okay, countries, counties, cities. And it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And man shall have pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Okay, once again, the modern day sword is a gun. Okay, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for great tribulation. And that's what we're heading to. Okay, we're at the beginning stages of that. Okay, so it's even going to get intensified even more, man. Okay, and these people are coming to the point of ready to bring an uproar against their government. Okay, that's sedition. And I'll get this and close out. Okay, because this place was built off of violence, man. Okay, especially off the enslavement of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the bloodshed that they caused upon us. Okay, when I say they, going into Esau, Edom, how he established his kingdom off of our bloodshed, man. Okay, which is our punishment that Yahweh shall put upon us. Okay, and from that time still now, okay, this place is filled with the blood of the saints. Okay, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, us, the Israelites. Okay, and these heathen nations that's over here. Okay, the bloodshed of them. Okay, as the scriptures. Let me fact before I get that. before I get Revelation, with that Nahum, when it says, woe to the bloody city. And that's going into America. Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. And that's how America was gotten by you Edomites, man. Okay, by bloodshed, by lies and robbery. All the Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, us the Israelites. And it says, in the prey departed not. Yeah, because we still in America. Okay, they don't want to let us go. Okay, they still see us as prey. Okay, that's why you got the term Black Lives Matter that our people believe in, which that's set up. Okay, that's why people still marching. Okay, about unjust from the police system. Okay, our people here in America amongst each other, murdering each other, man. The guns in the neighborhood, the drugs. Okay, where do you think that come from? Okay, there's plenty of documents of Esau, Edom, planting those and supplying those weapons and drugs into the neighborhood. Okay, when it comes to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16 throughout, which is the curses, Esau, Edom helped father those curses, man. Okay, and Yahweh Shah set him up to be that whooping stick to us, man, to be our punishment. Okay, but he's gonna pay for that. Okay, but in an all around about way, America is that bloody city that Nahum spoke about. Okay, in Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. And the prey departeth not. Okay, so this place was established off of bloodshed by violence, and it's gonna go out by the way of violence, and that's what the point we at. Okay, a lot of violence that's about to take place. Okay, Revelation chapter 18, verse 20. And it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. And that's going into the elect. Okay, the 144,000 and the 1/3. Okay, which the 144,000 represent the apostles and the prophets. Okay, and the 1/3, which represent men, women, and children of the believers of the great multitude. Okay, the nation of Israel. Okay, and it says, for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua have avenged you on her. Yes, this is the time of the Lord vengeance upon Esau, Edom, and these heathens. Okay, here in America. At this time, 2/3 of our people are the enemy. Okay, the Lord look at them as heathens. And they're going to have the same fate of these heathen nations when the Lord brings judgment upon this place. Okay, as we're approaching that time. And it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. Yeah, that's going into those, the great millstone represents the thermonuclear destruction, the missiles. Okay, because at the end of all the turmoil and calamity and the hell that America's going to be going through, and the times that we're about to approach, the great judgment, the Lord's going to cap it off, okay, by destroying this place by the way of thermonuclear fire, okay, by the hands of Russia, China, all those NATO, certain NATO members, that's going to turn upon us, okay? And that's going to be the will of the Lord, destroy this place by the way of thermonuclear fire at the peak of the Third World War. And at that time, Yahweh Shai returning with hosts of angels, with a word called UFOs, chariots, to bring destruction, to bring war against these nations' military, and at the same time, redeem the elect out of the destruction of those missiles, primarily, mainly here in America. Okay, with the missiles going to totally destroy this place, and the elect that's over here is going to be beamed up into the chariots from that destruction. But 2/3 of our people are going to get caught up into that destruction. Okay, especially the ones of our people that take the MOTB, the RFID micro. Okay, that's the judgment for those that take that. And the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. Okay, and the sea represent the people here in America. Okay, once again, those missiles destroying nations over here in America at that time. And it says, saying, this with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more, at all. Okay, so this with violence, and we're coming to that time. The space was brought up by the way of violence, off the bloodshed of the Negro, Latino, Native Americans. That's how Egypt established place. And you see the nation that came over here and joint heirs with him, or I say a joint hand in hand with him, because heirs mean you be joined into an heritage. Okay, but these heathen nations also came over here to furthermore oppress us, man. Okay, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, the original Africans, which are the Hamites, okay, that came from their certain countries to come over here as well to oppress us with Esau. All these nations had a play in a role in our downfall, man. Okay, and they're going to be judged. Okay, right along with 2/3 of our people. And it said, this with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Yeah, so going into the destruction of this place by thermonuclear fire. Okay, but before that, all hell is going to be breaking loose, man. And part of that hell breaking loose, the turmoil, calamity that's going to be breaking loose, the major prophecy, the civil unrest, the division. Okay, and all out anarchy, hell breaking loose, man. They're going to lead to a lot of violence and bloodshed. Okay, as you can, once again, I started off with that article from off the Washington Times. Okay, you got majority of the Americans, 2/3, according to that poll, of Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, seeing that it's necessary to take up arms to fight against their own government. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here. I hope that this lesson is edifying. And for us, man, the hopeful elect, man, the only thing we have to do is wait on Yahweh Shema Shah, as it is says in the scriptures. Okay, wait upon me till I rise up against the prey. Okay, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah is going to be our protection. Okay, us the true believers, man. He's going to be our guide. Okay, he's going to be our covering. Okay, you got Israelites out there that know the Israel, talking about being militant. Okay, in particular as Sakari. Okay, that boasted into taking on arms, having guns. Okay, that's not going to be the way, man. Okay, our protection is Yahweh Shema Shai, and the power that the Lord is going to store upon us, man, and how the Lord is going to deliver us by the way of the angels, and that's take faith. Okay, not being carnal, man. Okay, talking about taking up arms, you're going to lose miserably. Okay, but for us, the true believers of the hopeful elect, our faith is wholeheartedly is in Yahweh Shema Shai and in His Word, man. Okay, to be delivered. So once again, I hope this lesson is edifying. Until the next time, I'm going to give all praises unto Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashem, Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that teach and rule well today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide that's in the faith and exalting the names of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Until the next time, Lord willing, Shalom.